I'm Ryan from ExtremeTerrain.com, and this is my review and installation of the Delta Xenon 7-inch headlight kit fitting all 2007 and up JKs. Today we're going to talk through the installation of this headlight kit, which is a very simple 1 out of 3 wrench install. You're only going to need about a half hour of time and a few tools to get this installed, but we'll talk more about that in just a second. We're also going to talk about the light output and beam pattern you should expect from these lights, as well as the construction and a few of the features. Anyone who's driven their JK at night for any period of time knows that the factory headlights leave a lot to be desired, and there are a lot of options out there when you're looking to upgrade those headlights. You can swap out the light source, the actual bulb inside of your factory housing, and leave those housings in place. You can swap out those housings for another reflector housing with a variety of different light sources inside of those, and you can go all the way up to a projector style LED light, which is going to be one of the most expensive options, but also give you a very crisp, clean cutoff and the maximum amount of light. What we have here is somewhere in the middle. This is going to be a replacement headlight housing, so this is going to give you a different reflector and a different lens that is designed to give you the best possible light output and beam pattern. And these are going to include a xenon bulb, which is going to have a slightly different color than that factory halogen bulb that comes in your JK. Now, these are going to be a lot less expensive than those full replacement projector LED headlights, but still give you a good bit more usable light. So again, somewhere in the middle. If you have the budget and you want the best of the best, definitely take a look at some of those full projector LEDs. They are going to be heads and shoulders above something like this, but again, you're going to pay 3, 4, 5 times as much for them. If you have a slightly lower budget, you're not looking for the best of the best, but you still want a big improvement over factory, that's where something like this is going to come in. So Delta calls these a Euro style headlight housing. This is going to have a prismatic lens instead of a clear lens like your factory light does, and of course a reflector built into it as well. These do come with 55 watt, 60 watt xenon bulbs, which means 55 watts on the low beam, 60 watts on the high beam. And because the bulbs included in this kit are an H4 bulb and your harness on your Jeep is an H13 bulb, these are also going to come with an adapter to make sure everything plugs in and works seamlessly. As I said before, this is a 1 out of 3 wrench install. You're going to want to give yourself around an hour to get these popped in the front of your Jeep. The first step is going to be removing the grill, and there are about 6 plastic clips across the top of the grill that you'll first remove. Then give the grill a pull, and that will expose the headlight retention rings. With a Torx screwdriver or Torx bit, you'll remove the headlight retention rings, pull out your headlights, unplugging them as you do so. Then just plug in your new headlights, set them in place, and there are some indexing marks on them, so you'll spin them until they sit right into that bucket. From there, these have a rubber ring that goes around the outside of them to make sure that when you put that retention ring on, everything stays nice and tight. Go replace the retention ring, replace the factory screws, and go ahead and pop your grill back into place. Anytime you're changing out your headlights, I recommend aiming them. And there are a couple of different methods to do this, starting completely from scratch. Or another tried and true method would be to park your Jeep in one spot, go ahead and mark where the headlights hit on a wall with some blue painter's tape or something removable, swap in your new headlights and make sure that the new ones hit where the old ones did. Of course, that doesn't work if your factory headlights aren't aimed properly, but if you like where your headlights are currently aimed, that's a good way to make sure that these ones are exactly the same. As far as tools to get this job done, just some traditional hand tools. You're going to need a trim tool and that Torx screwdriver or Torx bit that we talked about before in about an hour's time, but this is something anybody can do in their driveway. For about $120, you're going to get both housings, both bulbs, and both harnesses to make sure that these work seamlessly in your JK. And I don't think that that's too bad of a price for what you're getting. Again, these housings are designed to give you a better beam pattern than you would get out of your factory housing, and that also allows you to have a little bit more light. These aren't going to be the same light output as a full projector LED headlight. Again, that's going to cost 5, 6 times as much as these will, and you can't expect them to be a comparable light output. But if you're considering getting a little bit more performance out of your factory headlights and your budget is right around the $120 mark, I think these are going to be a nice option for you. So if you're looking to get some more performance out of your JK's headlights, you're looking to do more than just swap out the factory bulb, but not as much as going high dollar, high budget projector LED. These are going to be somewhere in the middle that's going to give you more performance than factory, all while keeping you under $150. So that's my review of the Delta Xenon 7-inch headlight kit fitting all 2007 and up JKs that you can find right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.